It'll be a 3-week training camp up in Big Bear. So I'm actually feeling good. It's the first time I've been training down at my hometown, and it's a little bit easier to breathe here. So,
right.
Yeah, my primary objective for going up to Big Bear this time wasn't necessarily for the altitude, just mostly to get away from the everyday stresses of life to focus just on my fight. And that definitely was felt this time. I would definitely consider going back again up to Big Bear or something like that in the future.
What did you take from that last fight? What was
loss on my record?
Yeah. Did you learn anything from it? Are you taking anything from that into this fight, you think?
Yeah, you know, that last one was so close, and you know, style-wise, Quentin and I are both fairly evenly matched. You know, I just should have been a little bit more aggressive on the ground and on my feet, and kind of waited a little bit too much and tried to control too much rather than exploding and trying to land some better strikes in different positions. So I'll definitely be doing that in this fight. I'm not going to be too conservative.
Can you tell us how this fight came about?
Well, I happen to have the Pride belt at this weight class, and he has the UFC belt at this weight class. So it was and the fact that the UFC had no one to put against Anderson Silva, you know, made this fight even more happen even sooner. Just made more sense. You know, Dana White asked me to cut down to 185. You know, without this fight in mind, he asked me he told me I should cut down in weight, and I said, yeah, I want to stay at 205. You know, I feel like I can beat everybody there. This is right after I lost to Quentin, you know, and I feel that I wouldn't lose to him again. So why would I cut weight? And you know, then he offered me this fight, and the more I thought about it, the more excited I got about this fight. So I mean, that's basically what I am. I feel like at 205, it's more challenging, and I'm all about challenging myself. And this fight at 185 is definitely a big challenge for me. So that made me more excited. Just the fact that he's a tough fighter, and he's, you know, very dangerous, and it's going to be a big challenge.
Did it suck making that cut again?
I haven't started cutting weight yet, and I'm a little over a week from weighing in, so I'm probably 10 pounds over right now. Just after the little workout, 10, 12 pounds over, so it's going to be pretty easy to make weight.
So how's it been having Cyril to train with you, having the snake to work out with?
That's been great, actually. Just him and Xavier is one of his other guys. They're both southpaws. They're both long and very good Muay Thai. So it's been good to get a feel of being able to get hit from a farther distance than what you're normally comfortable at. So you know, it's that, and the fact that they are southpaws. It's given me a better look at how Anderson Silva is going to be.
Do you feel that Anderson is a better matchup for you, style-wise?
Yeah. Then say what? Than you? Yeah.
Yes.
No, you'd be easier.
Yes, this is true. But I'm not a sheep.
Right. No, he's. I think style-wise, I'm a bad matchup for almost anybody I fight, but especially, you know, a striker that's shown some weaknesses on the ground with getting submitted in the past. But you know, I feel that I've got more power than him. He's definitely more technical than I am on our feet. You know, but I've fought plenty of guys that have been more technical on their feet than I have. So, you know, I feel that with my power, he's going to have to respect that. And you know, one of my biggest strengths is also his biggest strength is in the clinch. And just with being on 2 Olympic teams in Greco, I don't see myself getting out of position in the clinch to let him have his position. So it's definitely a position I need to be careful and be aware of. I can't relax there. So with that in mind, you know, I'm going to feel right at home in that clinch.
Do you feel that this is a second chance for you, and like the casual American fan? I mean, a lot of people have followed your career for a long time in Japan and stuff, and you had your first big fight with Quentin, and this is kind of, you know, you're jumping right into the title situation again, do you feel like it's a second chance?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's a second chance, you know, but it's still a big risk on my part as well. You know, he's a dangerous guy, and that's the name of the game, is getting into those fights that are against tough opponents, and it just catapults your career that much farther ahead once you beat him. So, and he's been fighting in the UFC a little longer than I have, so he's definitely more popular in the UFC crowd than I am. You know, he's also fought in Pride before as well, so he's been around.
What would it mean for you to have a UFC belt strapped around your waist, besides yet another thing to hold up your pants?
It's definitely been a goal of mine, and it'd be definitely a big achievement, and for me to be the undisputed world champion. So, and that's been always a question mark in all the fans' minds and fighters as well. You know, who's really the top guy in the world? And now, you know, once again, I'm in that same position, being able to prove that. Fell a little short last time. Won't happen this time.
So, what's your long-term plan in the next 2 or 3 years? I mean, have you thought that far ahead?
Beat a bunch of people up. No. First things first. I have to win this fight. And then we'll see what happens after that. I'm sure they'll have someone else for me to fight. You know, I don't plan on fighting forever, so right now I feel great. I feel my body's holding together real well. Conditioning's doing well, and you know, this is an experienced sport. You know, the longer I go, the more experience I get. So it's you know, right now this is the only thing on my mind.
What's the PR load compared to Pride to the UFC in terms of the amount of PR that you do?
They're close to the same. You know, maybe a little bit more now with the UFC, but the sport's getting more popular. My PR load picked up quite a bit when Pride came to the US. They had me do a lot more, so you know, that's been over a year now. So,
is this something you enjoy or something that you endure?
Without fans, I wouldn't have a job. So I enjoy it most of the time and endure it the rest of the time. So most of the time, I definitely enjoy it, though.
Any message for the fans in closing?
You know, it's definitely going to be a good fight, and hopefully they're not disappointed at all.